Happy Wednesday. I'm Carissa Wiley from sprinkledwithglitter.com, and I am here live with you today for some Carissa Crafts Live goodness. And I also have a special offer from you from Altenew. So I'm really excited about today because we're going to do something a little bit different. I have a tag or two planned, but we're really going to do a lot of playing and answering questions and that sort of thing. And today, if you haven't already, I would love for you to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and also turn on that notification bell, because that will make sure that anytime I post a video, anytime I go live, you're going to catch it and you won't miss out. So many of you in the comments, and I'm so glad to have Mitzi, my friend from Altenew, here. She's going to be helping me out in the comments today. So if you have any questions between me and her, we should be able to answer those. Now, towards the end of the video, I'm going to give away two $15 gift card codes from Altenew. So stick around for that. And today I'm just going to do it through comments. I'm just going to randomly pick a couple people who are commenting, scroll up and find it. We're not going to do a Google form today because I just thought it was a little bit easier that way for today. And also, I have to say, I've had a really busy morning, and you saw me finishing up my lunch as I was sitting here during the countdown. I've just been busy. I didn't get everything done that I wanted to get done. And so I was like, we're just going with it today. So I have no prep work done. I did want to mention that I do have a special offer for you from Altenew today. So what we are doing is some wax seal stamping today, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to use it. That card there in that kind of lower right with the hello on it, I created that for Altenew several months ago using some wax seal products. But today you can save $20 off the wax seal stamping starter bundle by using code CarissaLive2. That offer is good through August 29th, and it's Eastern time, so make sure you put it in before then. Or there is a link down in the YouTube description below that you can use that automatically applies it to your cart when you click that link. I won't say everything that I'm using is linked in the YouTube description below, but many of the things that I am using today are linked in the YouTube description below. So if you are looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. Also, Mitzi's going to help me if I don't have links to anything or I'm missing something. And I know I'm missing cardstock links and stuff because I literally was just grabbing them before I sat down. Catherine says, wow, that's a technique I haven't watched. I know, and I'm going to show you how fun it can be. This is something that you can do when we have those moments, right, where we're uninspired and we feel I want to do something creative, but I can't make a card right now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how this can be one of those things that you can kind of just do and have them ready for cards and tags and that sort of thing. I'm going to put this over to the side. This is kind of a nonstick work surface that's great for pouring these wax seals. It's called the stamping mat. It has kind of a silicone back so that it sticks to my glass surface really well. Now, what will you get in the bundle that is part of the promo today? You get the little wax warmer, which is here. You get the little pouring spoon. I'm trying to remember. I believe you get the dusty pink wax beads. You get the little mini double heart seal. You get the handle. Oops, I'm going to have to get up to get that because I need it. Sorry. You get the handle, and this handle works for any of the wax seals that you purchase from Altenew. So you can use one handle for all of the different wax seals. Okay, and then also I believe you get the With Love, which is what I have here, wax seal. Let me see if it'll focus a little bit. And then all of these will just screw right onto the wax seal that you're using. You can change it out. I will say that when you get your handle, there's a little protective cover over the threads of the screws, so you just have to remove that. There's one more there's one more color that you get in this stamping start or the wax seal starter bundle that's for $20 off today. Cannot remember what color it is, but maybe Mitzi can help me out with that, or one of you. We'll see who's quicker. So what you're going to need for this is you will need some beads, which the starter kit does come with some beads. And so you have enough to get started with just that little bundle there that's $20 off. You're also going to need a tea light. Now, these are just really cheap tea lights, and you're going to need fire. So we're gonna start a fire in the craft room, and we're going to be very careful because this is going to be hot, okay? And I'm going to place this warmer right over my lit candle. And you know what? I think, let's see, can I make an adjustment to this while we're live? I think I'm just going to drag myself over here because I think you'll be able to see me better. Oh, I mean, see what I'm doing better. All right. So Jenny says, I've had wax seals since I was a teenager, probably 40 years ago. So happy people are using wax seals again. I know. And look at Joy Ledbetter says gold. Is that the other color that comes in the kit? Is that the other color? We're going to use several colors today. We're going to pour a bunch of wax seals. And then, like I said, we're going to make a tag or something with those at the end. I really just wanted to focus on kind of using some of the new seals that I got. I have the brand new A Gift for You and the gift box bow. I thought we would go with like you could do like holiday theme, or you could do birthday theme with these because it's like a little gift box and it says A Gift for You. So I'm going to pull out it's called Gift Box Bow, and I'm going to place this onto my handle just by screwing it on. And then I'm going to grab the Cosmic Berry, and I find like 3-ish beads are great. 3-ish, sometimes 4, depends. Does the post office accept envelopes with seals on the back? Anyone know? Oh, I do not know that. And you know what? I just realized I need paper towels. I got to go get paper towels real quick because we're going to need those to clean ourselves up. So chat amongst yourselves. You'll still be able to hear me as I walk away into the kitchen to grab some paper towels. Hopefully someone can answer Kona's question about those seals. I feel like I did wax seals for my daughter's wedding invitation. And I think the wax seal was inside of an outer envelope, and it was kind of bulky. Okay, so you're going to watch as these start to kind of melt in the thing. And remember, we have fire here. So this is going to get hot. You need to be careful. I prefer to pour on this stamping mat because I can just scrape them up and they're good to go after that. Question, I got a free mini seal. Will the handle from this bundle fit? Yes, because I have the mini seal here with the double hearts and it fits. So yes, it will fit. There's one more thing I like to do. I have an old like mini spatula in my desk that I keep for things like this. I like to scrape it up. Could you write hand sort on it? You may be able to have the post office stamp the hand sort or non-machinable option, but I'm going to tell you, I would almost put it in an outer envelope just to make sure that it didn't get completely destroyed in the mail. Mine went through the mail, but as I was saying, they were in an outer envelope, like the envelope with the wax seal was inside of another envelope, so it worked out just fine. Okay, so you're going to watch and you're going to look and see as this becomes kind of more liquid in here. And you just want to make sure that you're getting it nice and melted. No chunky wax here. And once you have it, I actually have a feeling that this seal is a little bit bigger and I might need like a 4th wax bead. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a 4th one in there and just kind of swirl it around, let it melt. And we'll do a couple here. What we can do is we can do a gift box and then we can do a gift for you. Maybe do the mini hearts. I find the mini ones only need like 1 to 2 wax beads. And keep in mind that With your first seal that you do, you'll need maybe one more bead, because once you do a subsequent seal, there will be a little bit of wax left over. So I'm just waiting for that fourth one to kind of melt in there. It's an Altenew seal. Yes, then it will work with the handle. So you actually have everything that you need to get started and try this out and see if it's something that you want to do. I'm using the Cosmic Berry. It's so pretty. Just a very yummy holiday-like color. And I'm just kind of tilting this. Oops, got it stuck there. That scared me. Almost had a mess. I'm just kind of tilting this because I have that one bead that's kind of stuck in the middle that I want to melt. And then once I have everything melted, I'm going to pour this onto my mat. Now, when I pour onto my mat, I'm not trying to make a particular shape. I'm just pouring it all into one little like area bundle. And then while the wax is hot, I'm going to place my wax seal directly down onto that pile of wax that I created, okay? So you don't have to like try to form your seal, just pour the wax and let the actual weight of the seal do its job. Now I'm gonna let that kind of cool down and kind of set up there with the seal in place. I'm gonna drop a few more beads in. And then I kind of just take it, and if it easily comes off, I know it was ready to go, okay? So now we have the most adorable wax seal with that bow on it. Now I didn't get the square shape, but you know what? It doesn't really bother me. I like that when wax seals are organic, if you want to make sure that you get like the square shape of this, then what I would recommend doing is adding a little more wax. So we needed a little more wax for it to kind of seep out. Now, the other thing that you can do with these, and I created a wax seal video a while back for Altenew, and I created several wax seals. So I have some here that you can see, some mixed, some plain. But the other thing that you can do is if you really hate your edges on one of your wax seals, you can actually just take a pair of scissors and just trim it off. So you don't have to live with whatever you got. So if you wanted to trim it down, you can absolutely do that. And then you could take these little bits of wax that you trim off and remelt them and use them again. So I'm melting a few more wax beads. We're gonna get real warm in here. And this time, I'm gonna make sure that's not hot. It shouldn't be. I think I'll do this a gift for you. So I'm just kind of playing with different ones. I thought this color here, this Cosmic Berry, would make some beautiful seals for the holiday season. And it would be really fun to place these onto your holiday cards. Okay, so I poured my wax. I could probably use an additional one. And I'm just going to set it on there. I'm not pressing it. I am just like placing it onto the pile of wax, okay? I'm not trying to like force it down or anything like that. Because these are made of metal, there is a little bit of weight to them, so they're just gonna push that wax out. Now, you may not get like a perfect circle every time, but as I mentioned, I think it's kind of cool that they are just kind of beautiful and organic on their own. And as you get a feel for this, you'll know, okay, I want more wax. So non-crafty friends can easily use them. Such a brilliant idea. I love that. Mitzi says, I saw someone created, let's go back up, a bunch of wax seals and put double-sided adhesives at the back and created some packaging with cardstock and gave it as presents. That is such a fun idea. Okay, so we're melting more wax. We're gonna release that one. I still got the full design. Okay. So pretty. I love that. And then, if you want to, I'm going to try, let's see, I got 4 in there. I'm going to try one more of that gift for you. If you want to, you can use the metallic pins. I think I forgot to get them out. I hope I can find them. Yes, they're right here. From Altenew. This is the Essential Permanent Marker Set, and you can color over the raised area with the silver or the gold, which is a really fun thing to do. So I'm just going to shake this up. Oh, thank you for answering that, Mitzi. It says, Catherine asks, approximately how many wax seals could I get from one jar? And Mitzi said approximately 100 beads per jar. So, so that's quite a few wax seals. And if you're using the bigger ones, I would say 3 to 4 per seal that you make. If you're using smaller ones, then you could probably get away with 1 to 2, like especially with the minis. So this is that permanent pin set or the permanent marker set. Has a gold and a silver. I can go right over the top of that wax and get a two-tone look on that. Isn't that cool? Okay, our wax is ready to pour. So let's see if we can get a better pour. Now, I don't generally love to try to pour into a shape, as I said. I like to let the weight of the wax seal do the work for me. But maybe I can center this up a little bit better this time to get it the full thing going. Okay, I think I got the full thing that time. Okay, and then I'm just gonna let it be, okay? Now, while that is setting up, I'm gonna take, I have burnt myself before doing this, so be careful. I'm gonna take a paper towel and I am going to just wipe out my spoon because I wanna change colors, okay? So this part can get a little bit messy, and when the spoon is hot, be careful that you don't burn yourself. But it's also when the wax will be fluid in there that you can kind of wipe it out. So I'm just gonna wipe this out. Okay. I'm gonna get all of that. That's a dark color, so I don't want it to like get into my pink here. And once I wipe that out, there's a little bit on the top of my warmer too. I'm just gonna quickly wipe it away and start a fire. That was scary. My paper towel just totally started on fire, so be careful. This is real life crafting, folks. Okay, and then we're gonna do, so Nanny, you can use like a glue dot or a strong double-sided adhesive, or I have used like a good liquid glue for them before as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Dusty Pink now. And I'm famous for burning myself. Okay, now I got that full wax seal there. Isn't that cool? Love that. Okay, so depending on what kind of designs that you like, there are various designs in the Altenew shop. This one's called something Peonies, I think. Really beautiful. There's like a branchy situation here. But I do want to finish coloring the top of this one. And the seals that I think I'm going to use for today's project, I think I'm going to use pink ones. Now, you can pour directly on your project. Here's the deal. I don't feel confident enough in myself to pour directly onto my project, because once you pour onto your project, that wax is there. And so if you've put together a card or something and you've arranged a bunch of things and you pour directly over those things, I mean, that wax is there. So you could totally just, you know, you could ruin things. I'm not gonna lie. So we're working on Dusty Pink now. I know these are fun and they are so pretty. This is the With Love that I colored with. This is Milky White wax, and then I colored it with the permanent pin. Here is a look at the Frozen Lake color when it is all set up. It's really beautiful. Okay, and we have Joining Late from Cool and Cloudy, Kansas. Thank you for joining us, Candy. I like to do them separately, says Mrs. Whitlock. I do too. I know, be careful. I'm trying to like I'm trying to be careful. Probably not the best idea to wipe the top of the warmer with a paper towel while there is a fire burning underneath. I mean, that was like me just waiting for an accident to happen. Okay. So let's see. This is a gift for you. Let's do the gift. See if I can change this out fast enough to do the gift bow. Okay. And then we will melt some more Dusty Pink, which the Dusty Pink is a part of the promo that's available today. I'll put that back up for some of you who are coming in late. There's $20 off the Wax Seal Stamping Starter Bundle from Altenew today. I'm not doing anything exciting while you guys are looking at my graphic. I promise the wax seal is just sitting there and the wax is just melting in the spoon. If you use Carissa, code Carissa Live 2. So you'll put the Wax Seal Stamping Starter Bundle, which is linked below, in your cart. And when you check out, you'll use that Carissa Live 2, and it will take $20 off that Wax Seal Stamping Starter Bundle. Okay, let's feel that. Ooh, looks great. So now we have the pink version here of the little gift bow. And we're gonna let this guy melt a little bit more. Did I do 3 or 4? I did 4 in there. Let's see if we can get this to spread out a little bit more. Jen had some happy mail come in the mail and she's trying hard to wait till tonight to open it. That's so much fun. Wet wipes. Wet wipes for the paper towel on the top. That might work. I have baby wipes. Okay, but this is why this mat is so good. This is the stamping mat from Altenew. And do you see how that wax that I poured out on there and I just smeared on there comes right off, because this is a non-stick surface. So it's great to use for things like this. And you're seeing me just pull them right off the surface of this as I've poured that melted wax on there. And I absolutely love that. Now, if you want a nice thick seal, you could add a 5th bead to your melting pot there. I'm going to call it the melting pot, even though it's a melting spoon. And I'm just going to lay that down. So I got the full square shape here this time. But I'm finding that 3 to 4 is pretty good. I'm only going to put 2 in, and we're going to use this mini hearts here. And it's heat resistant, yes. And I'm working with a glass mat underneath it, which this glass mat seems to do pretty well with this. So be careful of what surface you put underneath this, because this is actually heat resistant, but whatever is under it will maybe possibly not be. I also find that with working with the glass under it, it helps to cool the wax a little bit faster, so these set up a little bit better. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. I just kind of test it. If it's ready to break off, it will. If it's not, then it's not ready yet. Like if you can just easily grab it and it comes off, then the wax seal is ready. If you cannot, then it's probably not ready. So do you see how I'm getting some resistance? It's not ready. So I'm just going to give it a minute. So what do you all want to see? Do you want to see the Enchanted Gold in action next? Because we could do that. See how that just popped right off of there when I grabbed it? And now we have our little gift bow. Isn't that cute? Love that. Okay, let's do the mini one. So I have just 2 of the wax beads in there. Kristen asked if the glass mat would be easy. I don't think it would be. I haven't tried it directly on the glass mat, and I don't want to have like a whole thing. And I just know that this one works. So that's why I've used that. Now that's way too much wax for this little tiny seal. So we're going to switch out to this With Love. That was only 2 beads. Do you see how much wax came out of that? Okay, we're going to do the With Love. Okay, and then I'm going to just put 1 wax bead. Margie says, love these seals. They're so much fun. As I said, This is kind of one of those great things to do when you're feeling a little like maybe not so inspired, but you want to do something creative. Quick question. If you don't have the mat, could I use baking paper, wax paper? Is that what you're thinking? Maybe, possibly. I've not tried it. Can you drop the little bits into the melting spoon? No waste. Yeah, these little bits here, I could. Those little bits that I smeared off earlier, absolutely. Remelt them. Okay, there's a with love. That was only 2 beads there. Isn't that cute? There's tons of dimension on these too. Okay, let's do the little tiny double heart here. Okay, smear that off. I did not change this out. You can see these change pretty quickly and easily. Let's do the double heart here. Okay, that one's gonna be fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna wipe out my spoon. Let's do some gold next, and then we'll have a few seals that we can play with to see what we wanna do. Parchment paper. Maybe parchment paper. Okay, Jen says she does use parchment paper. So there you have it from someone who's done it. I've never done it with parchment paper, but Jen says you can do it, and I trust that Jen has done it and she's had success with it. So, okay, wiping out my spoon. There's not wax on here, so I'm not wiping that off. I'm not trying to start a fire again. And let's do some Enchanted Gold, because I believe this is the other color that comes in the starter bundle that you can save 20% off, or $20 off of today. Sorry about that. Okay, there's my little mini double heart there. So cute. And then we have the pink, which we could throw that back in the jar. Even this little bit that I just scraped off, we could throw that back in the jar and reuse it. Okay, let's change this out. Let's do a gold, a gift for you. Okay, my comments are stuck. All right. Okay, I was just catching up. I typed too slow, says Margie. It's okay. All right, so it is kind of a process that you have to kind of sometimes wait for the wax to melt. What questions do you all have? Great tip. That's what I got. I meant, let's see. All right. I'm going to just color these hearts gold with my little permanent pin set. And these can be used on more than just wax seals, these permanent pins. They're just a great silver, gold, black permanent pins that can be used for various things. But now I have little gold hearts on my wax seal. So just a fun way to use those. And then once we pour a couple gold ones, what I think we'll do is we'll start die cutting and create maybe 1 or 2 little tags with this Best Wishes tags die set. And it has a couple of little sentiments in it, but we may not use the sentiments. And then I have the berries and branches zero waste die here. And we'll use a couple of the little branches from that and just really use a few of these elements and put them all together. Now I store my pre-made wax seals just in a little container, and then I have them all ready to go for when I want to throw it on a project. And it's very easy to do. You can see this is the gold here that we will end up with. And if you wanted to soften it a little bit, okay, let me do one thing at a time because, okay, there's that. I'm gonna do 2 of the Enchanted Gold, and I'm gonna do 1 platinum. And let's see if we can soften this gold just a little bit with that. So we'll mix it all together, we'll let it melt, and then we'll kind of swirl it all together. Okay, I have my hot foil platform heating up in case we need a foiled sentiment to go on this. Can you use foam tape to add it to your project? We could try that, Catherine, today. I haven't really tried the foam tape before. You should totally buy the Stamp Wheel 2.0. It's a great tool. And honestly, Catherine, if I had to guess, they're not going to come out with a new one because they just upgraded that Stamp Wheel 2.0. And the original Stamp Wheel still works really great. It's just the Stamp Wheel 2.0 has a couple additional features. Catherine, if you use it, be sure to click the links below if you go over there to buy one. And I appreciate you all using those links. So here is the gold, a gift for you. Isn't that pretty? So shiny. And let's just kind of see what happens when we mix the gold and the platinum. I may need just something. I wish I had a toothpick in here. I do not. I might just need like a little scrap strip of paper to kind of mix this just a little bit. So I'm just gonna do a little strip of paper. No plan for a new one. Okay, so now that these are kind of melted, I'm just gonna swirl this together. A toothpick would be better for this, but I am unprepared today. I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't have all the things that I needed. Okay, so we can kind of swirl those colors together. Ooh, that's really pretty. Look at the color difference. Isn't that pretty? Love that. Okay, let's do the gift bow. I have my eyes on the Stamp Wheel since a while. For sure I will use your links, Carissa. Thank you. All my support to the Color Combo Queen. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I was watching a live from Kathy Zilski today because some people had some questions about like affiliate links and stuff. And if you use someone's affiliate link and just click any of the links, even if it's not the thing that you're buying, and you purchase with that link, even if it's not the thing that you buy, but you use that link to click over to the site, it still will track for their affiliate sales. Okay. Look at the difference in these colors just by mixing in that platinum. So it's like an antique brassy gold that you get with that. Isn't that fun? You can also, as I've done here, so I swirled a couple of bead colors together here. This is the dusty pink and the milky white kind of swirled together. I allowed the colors to swirl together as I was pouring them, and that created kind of this multi-toned effect on those wax seals, which I think is so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna start cleaning up just a couple of these things while we wait for that to melt. And let's do a gift for you with our mixed colors here. This time I added 2 gold, 2 platinum, so we'll see how that changes the colors. Then we have some things that we can work with and we can make some tags, okay? And who knows, we may even try to pour one onto a tag. Should we do it? It's super brave. I think we can do it. I'm feeling more confident. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for this. Then I'm gonna set that aside. Yeah, the gold is so pretty. And then this is the gold mixed with the platinum. So those are, that's like a custom color, which you can totally do. You can mix this blue with the platinum, which I've done here, and it's swirled together, and that's a really fun look. This is the platinum on its own, that beautiful floral wax seal there. This is the With Love, and that's the milky white and the dusty pink mixed together. And then this is the rose gold. So rose gold, I have those beads here as well. So pretty. I feel like that when the wax beads melt, they're very true to what they are. Like your seal will be very much that color. if that makes sense. Okay, we have these mixed together. I'm gonna just swirl them together a little bit so that they mix a little bit better. We might get more of a two-tone with this one. Okay, pouring that. And then I'm gonna lay this on the warmer just for a second while I press this wax. Okay, that one's gonna be interesting. And then I'm going to wipe this out. Then we're gonna start creating. I just don't ever use my wax seals. I really need to start. You always inspire me to use the stuff I don't. Well, Michelle, that makes me so happy. Try to be brave, says Christine. I love it. Super stunning. Wax seals are a lot of fun. Like I said, it's fun to just kind of one of those things that you can sit and do even when you're not feeling like super inspired to create a whole project. This is something you can do to be creative while you're kind of uninspired. Okay, I'm getting resistance, so it's not ready. Okay, so while that kind of does its thing, there's also, I did not use these today, but this is the mint Choc color. Isn't that pretty? I think this could be really pretty mixed with Mitzi. You know what I want? I want like a pearl one, like white pearl that I could mix with like the opaque ones, which would make the color like, does that make sense? Wouldn't that be pretty? That one you can mix with anything. Okay. So this one is kind of more of a two-tone because I didn't mix it with the little paper like we did the last time. So you get kind of that bright gold with that platinum mixed in. Really unique look. Okay, so we have a bunch of seals that we can create with. We've had a good little time creating, and let's start making like a gift tag with these, okay? Because a gift tag you don't have to worry about like mailing. A gift tag you don't have to worry about mailing. You could put it on, say, like a gift bag, and it would be totally fine. So today I have some Altenew cardstocks pulled out. I have the Zero Waste Berries and Branches, and I think I'm going to use Sweet Leaf. Let's see if I like this. Sweet Leaf and some brown, or let's do more wax bead colors will be released this year. Well, that's exciting. I hope there's a pearl white. Just gonna say that. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this. I'm not gonna use all of the elements from each of these passes through the die cut machine. So I'm not gonna worry about like how wonderful each of these comes out, but I am going to use some brushed gold, and I'm using the Zero Waste Berries and Branches die here. I'm going to use a shim because this is a more intricate die. There's a lot of smaller pieces on it, and I want to make sure that it die cuts well. Love the mint though. Isn't it pretty? I know the mint is really pretty. Okay, and we're going to just start kind of creating a hot little mess on the desk. So we'll have some gold elements, and I think I'll just, yeah, we'll just kind of smack it on the desk to get as much out as we can, and then I'll use the perfect picker tool. There's like a pokey end of this, and I'll poke out any of these berries that just wanted to live in my die for the rest of their life. Okay, so there's that. Let's do some mint. Okay. Like I said, I'm not being super careful about this because I will not end up using all of these pieces, but I can keep the various pieces that are left over for future projects. Can you color bow one color and the background another color? That is something that I tried. I know what the theory is in it, Tammy, and I honestly, I did not have success. Can you add glitter in the hot wax? Probably. I just think it might be kind of messy to clean up with the glitter. Not sure. Mitzi, do you know, has anybody ever tried glitter in the hot wax? Here's the other thing too. Only the glitter that ends up on the surface would show, because the other would just be like enveloped by the wax. And since the wax is not transparent, it probably, you know what I mean? It would only be what ends up on the surface that would show. I don't think it would give you the effect that you're thinking it would give you. Okay. That's enough of that. And then one more pass with the sweet leaf. So I had mint, sweet leaf, and brushed gold for my berries and branches here. I need to remind myself I am on a budget until my wedding, so I don't run and buy all crafty supplies Carissa shows me. Yes, your wedding is important. I will say that for sure. Although we have told our kids, like, save the money. Save the money. You don't have to do a huge wedding. Okay, I'm gonna just smack out a few of these. Okay, so we made a mess, and that was fun. All right, and we're done with that die. And now we're gonna take the Best Wishes tag set, and we're gonna cut a couple. Oh, these tags are not as big as I thought they were. That's fine. We won't have a lot that we have to like fill up here. They're actually a really good size for like a treat situation. Okay, I think we're gonna do, let's do, thinking just a white tag. So I'm gonna cut this down so I can do a couple of white tags. This is white cardstock. I shouldn't need my metal shim for these because they're a more simple die. There's not a lot going on. So this is the Best Wishes tag set. And let's do this, and we'll cut this one out of pink. Catherine says, I said exactly that to my husband. Let's save the money and travel, but it was him who wanted the party. Oh my goodness. He's a party guy, huh? Maybe Wink of Stella on the seal. Here's the thing about Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella is a water-based product, and it will not dry on the wax. I do not believe that it will ever dry on the wax. I've not tried it. I'm just going by what I believe to be true and what I know about wax and water. Wax and water are not typically, I just don't think it will work. You could try it and report back to me, but I'm pretty sure that Wink of Stella on that wax will not dry. I don't think you'll have good luck with it. And you won't have luck if you're trying to use like a dye-based ink on top of that either. It's just not gonna, it's not gonna do what you think it's gonna do. Does that make sense? Okay. So we have some pieces here. This will go like this. Okay. And then what I want to do, I think, is just make maybe not quite that big. Maybe we do like a gold situation here with a smaller mint, okay? And maybe even smaller than that. Let's go down even more, okay? So I'm thinking something like this, super simple tag that we can do. And then let's do one of the, I've scooted all of these over to the side and they're now under a pile. So we have a mess happening here. I want a gift for you is what I'm thinking. Let's see what we have. Options. Oh, we have the With Love in the pink. What did I do with it? Did I not do a gift for you? Maybe I only did the maroon, which is not the color we're going for. It's not the vibe. Maybe we just pour it right on there. We're going to try it. We're going to try it, okay? We're going to try to pour directly onto our project. So let's relight our candle. And I'm going to let it start heating up here. And we're going to go with pink. I've seen some use red stamps with hot wax, but I've never tried it. I wouldn't want to, I would not want to risk my stamps like that. You would probably want to coat them before you, I'm going to pour over something. So I put 3 beads in there, but I'm going to put 4 beads in there. And I would say that you definitely risk getting wax stuck into your stamp that way. I just wouldn't recommend it. It's not what I would do. Okay, so I'm going to stamp, or I'm going to place this here. We're going to do a couple of these, and I'm going to just tack them down just a little bit with some tape runner. Just because the wax seal itself will end up kind of holding all these in place once that melted wax dries onto the paper. And then maybe we do just a little thing of berries in here too. Ooh, I like that. We want it there. We want it there. Okay. I mean, I'm putting okay. Everybody's like, you are so brave. Listen, I'm just going to be honest. I could totally fail right here. You all have very high hopes for me. I have kind of high hopes. Like, I'm hoping I can make this work, but you know, the truth is this could be hideous. We're not going to lie. Okay. Let's get that. Okay. We're right there. Let's kind of figure out where we want our seal. We kind of want it right there. Okay. So now we know where we got to pour. My wax is still melting over here. So while that melts, let's figure out what we will do on little baby tag number 2. That is too big. Let's do like this. I love this branch here. I think it's so fun. Okay. We are there. Okay. Here we go. Oh no. It already, do you see how it's like blobbing out to the side? Yeah, that's probably not it, folks, because we're like this. And you know why? I figured out why it was happening as it was happening. It's because it like went over the edges of those pieces and it totally, oh, my camera went out for a second. You know what I'm finding? I feel like when my air conditioner kicks on, that my camera, like there's a power surge a little bit and it like makes my camera kind of black out. Okay, so do you see how we're blobbed out like super crooked here? I just don't think it's gonna be, oh, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Here's the deal. Should we try to trim some of that wax off? No, it's pretty sealed on there. Okay, I mean, there's a first time for everything, right? And then that's on there. Okay, let's try it again, shall we? Let's see if we can make this work. If not, then we just make another tag with the seal and we just put it over the top just like this. Something like that, you know? My lights blink a bit when my air conditioner kicks on and I have a brand new breaker panel. Catherine says, honestly, I'm so clumsy that I'm afraid to try this. I can see myself burning the entire house. You just gotta, I mean, you're just using the little tea light here. So as long as you maintain good fire hygiene, that's what we'll call it. Fire hygiene, when you have your little situation going, then you should be okay. But it is fire. So, you know, be careful, obviously. Just like when you're using your glimmer machine, you can burn yourself. I mean, if you're not careful. I have some gold. This is thread. I'm like, hello, word. Okay. This is something I like to do with wax seals. But normally I would do this with like not trying to pour over. Maybe we just don't try to pour it over. Maybe we just like bring our little mat back right here. Okay. And we just pour onto our mat here. And let's do a gift for you. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. And then while that's drying, actually I'm gonna take this off the fire because I don't want it to start like burning up there with no wax in it. So I like to take a little bit of gold thread and just kind of wrap it around my fingers a few times, make like a messy little nest of gold thread. Okay, we're gonna glue these on, just like here. Okay, we're gonna put a seal over this so we don't have to get everything like pristine. We're just gonna, maybe this needs to be a little tighter. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to do a little bit of glue here just to kind of keep it all together. And we're going to put our seal over that in the end, so I'm not really worried about it, but I'm going to hold it there for just a second. So we have just a couple of elements. If we wanted a perfect circle, could we use like a circle cookie cutter to create a limit? Yeah, but I mean, honestly, they're not meant to be perfect. Really, they're not. And if you look back over time, I mean, wax seals went back to, you know, way early on, and the royalties used them to like seal letters to verify the authenticity of like something from the king and all of that. So they were always just like a very ancient kind of natural organic shape. They were using like candles and wax sticks and stuff like that to do it. We have it so much easier than they did. But, I mean, you could. But, I mean, where's the fun in that? Sometimes you've got to just like let it be. You know, it's kind of like watercolor. You got to allow the technique to be what it is. And watercolor in itself is another one of those techniques where we love to control the things, but honestly, some things were never meant to be controlled. Okay, somebody asked if you could put them on. Might have been you, Catherine, with foam tape. So let's try it. I'm going to grab some of the Instant Dimension foam tape from Altenew. Silicone molds, okay? I just feel like this is going to pull right off of this, but I'm not sure. Maybe if over time it sat there, it kind of just comes right off. So what I would do is if you wanted to put it on there with foam adhesive, which it's already going to be really dimensional, I would use the foam adhesive and put some liquid glue underneath it to adhere it to the wax seal a little bit better. And then I would do like that. And then once it sets up, that liquid glue should hold that in place. And maybe we need just another tiny bit of green kind of coming out the side. So let's see what we have here. Oh, I like this. Just something like that. And we'll just tuck that there. Press it down. Okay. And the other thing is you can try to pour it more into the shape of the seal. I just like let the seal do the work. Okay. So now we have a cute little tag that says a gift for you. All right. Do we dare try one more where we like pour it over? I don't know. What do you guys think? Hey, Mindy's here. Hi, Mindy. How are you? We are playing with wax today. Playing with wax seals. Having a good old time. Okay, I really like this combo here with maybe a little bit of gold berries coming out of the top, if I could find one that's gold. Maybe something like this. And then, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna grab a panel of white cardstock. We may not turn this all the way into a card today, but we're gonna make another little panel. And we'll put this right here. Okay, I'm thinking, I'm inspired. Okay, we're not gonna melt another one. We're not gonna pour it. Okay, blowing out the candle. We're gonna add, this is just a white piece of cardstock that measures 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And we're just gonna make a little grouping of elements here. So we're just gonna add some liquid glue to get these down. Guys doing okay? Any questions? Oh, Mindy's had a productive day. We love that. I love a good productive day. Maggie says, I really want to start using matte wax seals now. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're inspired. Glad you're inspired. All right. I do have like a video too that I created a while back where I sat and just talked through like wax seal making and all of that. So just keep in mind, I do have more out there for you if you want. And I'm trying to see if I have like a let's celebrate. This is from Celebration Sentiments. What if we had like a little, let's celebrate here. Okay, we're gonna foil this. Oh, you want me to try a mint one? No, I can't. And here's why. My spoon has wax drying in it and we would have to remelt and everything. Okay, so could do with love. This guy is real chunky, but if we didn't love that, we could just trim a little piece off. Just like that. Makes it more square. Don't love it like that. And then what I would do with this, because I just made something I don't like, is I would remelt this wax and just use it again. That's what I would do. Now the other thing you can do with this tag is you could put this tag on a card base and it would be adorable. Just tie some twine through the top and that would make a great little card too. So we could do that here in just a moment. But what I think I want to do, what do we want to do? Maybe we just do, oh, here's a present one that I really like. I kind of like the funkiness of this one. I think we put that there, and I am working on a foil sentiment back here in the background that you cannot see. So I'm using because my desk is like really tied up with all of the wax seal stuff, I'm not going to show the foiling on screen, but I have a million videos on foiling. So if you are looking for something like that, then what I would say is go back and watch several of my videos on foiling. But I'm going to work on a hot foil sentiment for this card. Question, does the wax stay attached to the paper when you pour over? Yes, it does. So once you pour it on the paper, it's there to stay. Because like think about if you got wax on your clothes, how it would like kind of meld in, same thing. Question, would wax seals stick more to a variety of surfaces if you pour and stamp it over the die cuts on the paper instead of pouring on the silicone mat? Would it stick more to the variety of surfaces? Yeah, we just did that. But the other thing that you have to remember is as you're pouring over, where did I put that tag? You guys, I have a whole mess going on here. You cannot even see. When you pour the wax over these elements, what happens is the wax kind of like bloop, bloop, bloops over the elements too. So it kind of affects your pour a little bit. So you can't get as smooth of a pour, which is why I got like this super elongated one here. And you can see this is, I'm like pulling at this, it is stuck to the fibers of the paper. Because the paper is fibrous, it kind of like seals to the paper and you can't get it up. So on the paper, it's going to be permanent. Does that make sense? It's like really adhering to the paper. The silicone mat is nonstick. It's wax, so wax and nonstick, they're not going to stick to it. But if you were to try to pour it on the paper and you did not like the results, you are going to end up with something that's permanent there that you just can't fix. And that's just kind of how it is. So that's why I kind of recommend pouring onto the wax or the stamping mat instead, because it's way more forgiving. You can make them ahead of time. You can make sure it's exactly where you want it instead of trying to guess exactly where you need to pour your wax and all of that. So it's definitely something that if you were pouring, if it was just sealing an envelope, I think it would be much easier. But since we're dealing with multiple layers of cardstock here, it's harder to get a pour that you're gonna like over those elements. And if you came in late and you didn't see it, you can watch as I pour over onto this tag, how, because once it hit these vines, it kind of spread out that way and there was no controlling. Totally makes sense now that you explained it. Good. Thanks for showing up close. Absolutely. Yeah. It goes into the fibers of the paper. You are right, Kim. It just adheres and it is there to stay. So if you really want to get a seal that you love and you want to make sure that you get it where you want it and it's the shape that you want it, a wax or a non-stick mat like this stamping mat from Altenew is really a great tool to have on hand. So while I'm waiting for this, I'm going to pop this up again. I do have $20 off of the Wax Seal Stamping Starter Bundle. You just use the code CarissaLive2 to save $20 off. It comes with the handle, the warmer, a couple of colors of wax beads, a couple of seals for you to get started. And so it's a great way to get started if you want to try this out, because not everybody is like, am I going to like it? But you get everything you need in that little bundle, and then you can try it out. And then if you want to add more seals or if you want to add more wax colors, you can. The other thing that I just, like I said, find really helpful is the stamping mat from Altenew to pour onto. I just find it very nice. And then the ones that you get with the stamping or the starter bundle are the With Love seal, as well as the mini double hearts. So you get a little bit of variety. Those are kind of like something that you can use for a variety of different types of projects. So I think it's a great little starter set to get your feet wet, you know? Okay, so I'm thinking something like this. Just a let's celebrate. Just like that. Okay, so this is how I would do this. I would take a good amount of liquid glue. I'm kind of clogged because it's been sitting open. And it's gonna take it a while for it to dry on the back of this wax. So once you get it on there, you just kind of gotta let it set for a while, okay? Then I'm gonna take some foam adhesive for my sentiment. If you guys could see the mess that is surrounding me right now, it is crazy. So foam adhesive here. And we'll do this. And I believe that the card that's on that promo graphic is one of the ones that I created in the previous wax seal video that I published here and on the Altenew YouTube channel as well. Okay, so we are too far over on the foam adhesive here because I want it to overlap that seal just a little. So I don't want my foam adhesive to go all the way to the edge. So we can kind of do this. Just like that. Okay. That could be a wedding card. That could be a birthday card. Super simple. You could add some texture to the background if you wanted, but I think it's really simple and beautiful as it is. And then I'm just going to trim down a couple of panels here. I want to trim down one that's 4 by 5 1/4. You guys, it's still so hot here. And then I'm going to trim down another one that's 4 by 5 1/4, I think. Okay, 2 reasons. So this was my kind of fail here, although it's not the worst thing in the world. This could totally be a card right here. You just put that onto a card base. So this is blush pink cardstock from Altenew. Okay, now the tag that I created earlier, this one here. We put this onto, let's cut another small tag using gold. So I'm going to cut one more so we can layer it up the same shape. We're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. What questions do you have for me about wax seals? What questions? Really love these colors. This is so beautiful, gorgeousness, stunning. Simple, like stationery style, right? It's just simplistic. It's beautiful. It doesn't have to be a lot. You can just do simple elements. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking we put a little twine on the top. Okay, where's my scissors? I mean, it's gotten to the point where nothing can be found right now. Partially because I didn't clean all this up and it's just kind of sitting on my desk like in my way. I've really enjoyed this live. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. A little something different, right? Little something different. It's looking so pretty. I thought you said it looks pretty easy. It is pretty easy too. I'm still trying to get used to ink blending, says Hockey Spaz. Well, just keep working at it. I would say my biggest tip for ink blending is, number one, the tools do matter. Okay, seriously, they matter. Brushes matter. And I would go in like with a light hand and build the color up, because you can always add more color. You cannot take color away. So that's kind of something that you have to just kind of keep in mind as you're blending, is that you cannot take the color away. So just make sure that you are coming in with a light hand to begin with and build up the color rather than trying to get a solid amount of color over the surface right away. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, now we have this, and we can just do this. So pretty. Thank you, Mitzi. Everybody give Mitzi a hand for being here today, hanging out with us. Okay, I think that's pretty, just like that. Maybe we tie this in a little bow. Just like that. Okay. So there you have it. 2 cards, or a tag and a card, whatever you want to do, because that tag could be used on its own. And then if we wanted to just give this a little something extra, let's just do this. Everybody's giving Mitzi a hand. Thank you for giving Mitzi a hand. She's working hard behind the scenes. I'm just going over the raised parts of the wax seal with this permanent marker set. This is listed in the YouTube description. It's a great little addition to your wax seals. I need to just get the ink flowing a little bit better. There we go. And you can really control where you're putting this gold ink with this pen, and you just go over the raised areas. And it gives it that shine. And I love the finishing touch on this one, just like that. So these would go, I would put both of these onto some white card bases just to finish those off. And then we would have a couple, I mean, if you count this one, a few projects featuring some wax seals from Altenew, and it's so much fun. I just wanted to show you again $20 off the Wax Seal Stamping Starter Bundle. This code, Carissa Live 2, is good through August 29th. So if you want to pick yours up, be sure to do it before that August 29th cutoff date. What questions do you guys have about wax seals? I would love to answer them for you if there's any questions before I go, but I'm getting ready to wrap this up. Have a couple things I need to get done here around the house today, and I have to figure out what we're having for dinner. It may be scrambled eggs. I don't know. It's kind of one of those days where it's just like I wanted to get more done than I actually got done, and so I still feel like I have a ton to do. So thank you all for being here. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I want to say thanks for being here. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to turn on those notification bells, and we're going to pick 2 winners. The winners are going to email me at carissa@sprinkledwithglitter.com. I have 2 $15 gift card codes from Altenew to give away. So I'm looking at the camera, randomly scrolling, and I'm going to put my mouse over a name. And the name is Kona. Kona, you've won one of the $15 digital gift card codes from Altenew. So be sure to email me at carissa@sprinkledwithglitter.com to claim that. And then I am going to scroll again, random, stop, and Margie Wren, you are the winner of the other $15 digital gift card code. So email me, Carissa@sprinkledwithglitter.com to claim your prize, and I'll have Altenew get those $15 digital gift card codes over to you. Hey, Anne, thanks for joining today. I'm so glad you're all here. Yay, Kona, and yay, Margie Wren. That was the other one, right? Yes, I believe so. I just want to say thanks again for being here. I appreciate all of you. I will be back Friday for another live stream here on my YouTube channel, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Join me then, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my card making and paper crafting video tutorials. Thanks again, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.